autumn beam.
Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, we're out here at the Avon Park Field. The other day I did the maiden flight on Zeus. Got 1 or 2 flights in and we had to cut it short because of the weather, and I wasn't quite done flying Zeus. I want to fly Zeus some more, so we're back out here. Going to try to get 2 more flights in today. Take it up and have some fun. Got HRB 6006S, KM model afterburner version 5. And this has the heart and soul, the EDF and the ESC from my original Blue Zeus that I crashed off camera, because once in a great while I actually do fly off camera. So when I got it again, I was talking over with my wife, and we kind of just decided that buying a ARF was more cost effective than an ARF Pro was more cost effective than buying all the parts I need to get Zeus back to being beautiful again. So here we go. This will be the 3rd flight, I believe the 3rd flight on my 2nd Zeus.
Take off flaps.
Let me get down here.
Flaps retracts tucked away.
I'll take it out. Want to take it up now? Flip it?
Time remaining 3 minutes. The gear is down. Land Zeus.
A gear pass. Yes, my gear is down.
Take off landing flaps.
Just how long can you hold the landing off?
Flaps up. No gyro. You're on your own. Good luck.
You hear what it said? It said, no gyro. You're on your own. Good luck. All right, we're going to take up and land with no gyro this time, just because I can.
Take off flaps. Flaps up. Retracts tucked away. Time remaining 2 minutes.
Really can't tell much of a difference with or without the gyro. All right, let me take it up and snap roller again. Yeah.
The gear is down. Land Zeus.
All right.
Retracts tucked away. The gear is down. Land Zeus. Landing flaps.
All right, and that entire flight
Flaps up.
takeoff and landing was without the gyro turned on. It just shows you if an airframe is a good, solid, honest plane that's well balanced and well designed, then all a gyro is going to do is just improve your stability in the wind. It's not going to have anything to do with your ability as a pilot or how the plane flies, other than just helps a really light foam plane handle a little bit more wind. Other than that, it's all the same. All right, go back to our wind gyro.
Takeoff flaps.
To smooth the flight out a little bit. Take off and land one more time. Still got a minute.
Flaps up.
Going to leave the gear down. Yeah, see the difference is now she just feels a lot more locked in, a lot more solid. Other than that, there's really no difference. All right. Don't even need to use thrust reverse. Great flying jet. Absolutely fabulous flying jet. Good airframe. It's really hard for me to decide which flies better. Zeus, the 90 Zeus, or the E-Flight Viper 90, because they're both phenomenal flying sport jets.
Flaps up.
Okay.
Braking. 30 seconds.
All right, let's give Camera Precious a second to sit down. And when I do the battery check, I'll bring it to you. Okay.
Braking. 20 seconds. Cruise mode.
All right. We had 16 seconds left after all that on the timer. 6,000 HRB all the way forward. Let's go over our flying rates and everything. Flying rates, I just flew in. Remember, I didn't set this up by the book. I set Zeus up fat guy style. 100% throws, 30% expo on aileron, elevator, and I think 40% on the rudder for expo. Nope, 100% over 100% throws, 30% expo on everything. That's my fat guy style. Same thing with the flap settings. I did the flap settings by dead reckoning, how my experience tells me how to set this plane up. Flaps up, negative 100%, no mix, because I didn't use a profile from my old Zeus. This is a fresh profile. Landing or takeoff flaps, negative 50% with a 2% down elevator mix. Landing or 50% with a 5% down elevator mix, 2-second deployment on that. All right, forward programming is I have an 8-channel Spectrum receiver in there. AS3X settings, my gains, let me capture my gains because I like the way that was. I'm going to leave them this way. Roll, pitch, and yaw, 12, 15, and 18. All right. Priority, all at 100 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Nothing with heading, stop lock, all at 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Gains are one-time gains, and the nose wheel gyro is not tied to my adjustable gains on my knob. It's a set 50 over 50, 50% travel and 50% window that it is in. Has a 180 priority also. All right, let's go over CG and how much was left in the tank. I had 16 seconds left. I'll go over CG and then I'll bring the plane closer so we can look at the battery. CG is actually on the wing right there, so I don't know the numbers, but it'll be in the description of the video. So I'll go out here and feel it on this side, got it on this side, and right there she's perfectly level. All right, and that's putting the 5,000, 6,000, 80,000, whatever you got, all the way forward. Okay, check the battery. She's kind of heavy. She got a little bit of weight to her. All right. All right, that's where I got the 6,000 HRB all the way forward. We'll unplug it. We'll unplug that beautiful KM model afterburner version 5. Just a regular LiPo. 45% left with 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38. There you go. Plug that sucker back in. I like the lights. We like the lights. We like the lights a lot. All right, and there's my receiver. I don't have a satellite in this one, but the antennas are at 90 degrees from each other. One is actually in the inlet right here, in the jet inlet. So, all right. Improvements on Zeus since Zeus was first released that I have noticed from getting this kit. The pin that holds the hatch in is longer, and the plastic around it seems to be a little beefier. So your hatch, the first iteration of Zeus is the hatch is kind of, the hatch would come off pretty easy. And the other thing I've noticed is this, I don't think this was on the original Zeus, I don't remember it, but this little skid fin back here. I don't remember that being on Zeus. And because when you take the battery back, the plane will rock back on its tail. And also for your takeoffs, it keeps that from scuffing up your exhaust. So, well, there you go. Other than that, I don't think there's any difference. Other than, of course, they sell it in orange now. It's my orange creamsicle. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching. God bless y'all. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends. Camera Precious, thank you for filming. Thank you, viewers, for coming in to see what this fat guy's all about. God bless y'all. Jesus is Lord. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and a really cool sport jets. Bye-bye.